Welcome to another episode of the Talking Shop podcast. It is Monday, and I am Josh from Grand Slam Cards. To my virtual right is Michael from Medium Rare Cards over on Instagram. Just two of us today. It's Cobb is tending to other things, and so me and Michael are going to rock with you today and talk some shop. Michael, give them a rundown on what we're doing in this episode.
Yes. So in today's episode, we're going to look at a unique way that we're seeing some Air Jordans packaged, and then take a look at just is an amazing Pokemon art display in Japan. In hobby news, we're looking at two, not just one, but two high-profile quarterbacks that are on the move. We're going to see whether or not that puts a dent in the hobby, if the hobby even cares. And then on the sports side, if you think that their teams are going to be affected at all, and then the odds for the 2024 Major League Baseball season are upon us. Josh and I are going to give our predictions. We're going to talk about a cool product that's coming to the shop this week, and then we're going to wrap things up with crazy stat of the week.
Not only are we going to talk about that cool product, stay tuned if you're tuning in.
Right.
We're going to open one.
That's right. Absolutely. So,
if you've seen cards opened.
Josh, don't know if you've seen this. Let me pull this up, and we're going to play this video. See if I can get it to reset here. Miss you, Jacob. I literally.
We need the Jeopardy music.
I know. So this was on Sports Card. I got to give them props. Sports Card Investors Instagram, and saw this. And apparently it's this pair of shoes that pays homage to the 86 Fleer card. So this is the outside of the box, and I'm gonna just play a quick snippet of the video, and then I want your thoughts on this, Josh. So here's the video.
I think I got something. Several years ago, someone strange gave me this very box. It could only be opened by the owner of the 1986 Fleer Michael Jordan rookie card. What are these? For the culture.
So we'll let that play in the background. Josh, what are your thoughts about this? Number one, and can you think of any other sort of brands that this sort of idea could fit into?
Well, if you see my closet, I have several pairs of shoes that are very similar to what those look like. So I love that style, and I'm a sucker for red, black, and white. So I love the shoes. I would never buy them for that price or whatever price they'll be. I did think it was kind of interesting. It says those shoes will only be available for purchase in Orlando, Florida at the store owned by Jordan's son, Marcus. So, yeah, they're going to be hard to get. They're going to be super expensive. And it just goes to show you the rich get richer. Only it's who you know. MJ's son's the only one that gets to sell them. So I love the packaging. Can you imagine that packaging is probably going to sell for a decent bit?
Oh, yeah.
A lot of our listeners might not know because I learned this just a couple of years ago. The empty wrappers from the 86 Fleer Jordan boxes, I just looked them up. They still sell between $30 and $50 just for the wrapper.
Wow.
So, the boxes of these are gonna be valuable too, let alone the shoes. But I like it. It's shining more attention onto the card business and the hobby, and I'm a fan of it.
Yeah.
passivity of it. That's the only thing I don't like.
Yeah. So, just the through line for this. I mean, if you look at that the shoe box, you could probably tell, even at a distance. You've mentioned this before about PSA labels and iPhones. Like from a distance, you could already tell, right? I don't know if there's any other sort of packs, like unopened packs, that from a distance, like from across a shoe store, you could tell that it was a certain year of a brand of cards that you were buying a box out of. I can't think of any. Maybe the 87 tops, like the wooden border, maybe.
Yeah.
But if you guys are catching this live or on the replay, what sort of iconic pack could you see another shoe come out of? I'm not good enough to know. I don't know unopened packs well enough to know. I was thinking maybe like a vintage, like a vintage Pokemon pack. Like if Nike or Under Armour or another
Yeah.
shoe brand did a collaboration with Pokemon, maybe. So I don't know. Do you have any ideas or whoa,
I
Josh,
like the
you
oh,
look like a
what?
stand.
Yeah, I don't know why my thing every time I click on something else, I was gonna show you something that I saw earlier. Let's see if it stays on there. I'll send you the image. So I saw a website voted for the all-time ugliest or worst card design.
Hmm.
I'll reveal that winner in just a second of who they voted. I want you to tell me if you think if you would agree with that. But I'm gonna send you the picture in the chat, and then tell me. Then we can post it up here and tell me what you think. But this was voted as the. But I like your 1987 wood grain. They need to do something with that. And the only reason that was the first set of cards I ever bought was 87 Topps baseball with the wood background. Um, and that is like coming into the shop, you when old 80s and 90s bulk stuff, there's always 87 Topps in there. So pictured, if you're watching, is the 88 Donruss design, and it was voted by some website, I can't remember now, but some big website
It's
voted
pretty
it
bad.
the worst design. I don't know, there's probably others I could think of, but this one's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad.
It probably doesn't help that there's just nothing too exciting in this set as well, right?
I
I
mean,
mean, that's
you're just asking for 85 to 90% of the league uniforms to clash with the border of this card. I mean, it's
yeah.
just it's
I mean, just
a bad
I'm
design.
sure
They mailed it
the
in.
plain the area where the name is at is just a plain box with it typed in there. So, uh,
But
I
any
thought
other
that was cool.
thoughts? Like what other can you think of a pack or a like I just don't know packs.
What about like old school? You'll like this just because you're into this, but old school, like original Garbage Pail Kid Nikes,
Yes.
with that design.
Yes.
I
Yes.
just
Like
I try to
it would
think of
have
some of the originals.
yeah, it would have to be something like that, like a almost a cultural icon pack. That like the atom bomb pack. But
Yeah.
I think this is genius. I could see I'd want to say that like a LeBron crossover like this, to where when his son is running a shoe store or owns a shoe store. I don't know. You keep reverting back to that, Josh, but I
I
don't
know I caught myself there.
know. Derek is chiming in with a couple. Is this a Jordan thing? Is that the
Yeah.
PSG rose? What is that?
Well, the comments, the Jordan thing about the shoes worked at Hibbett's. He says the vendors make all retailers raffle them off. So yeah, that won't. I'm assuming that won't be the case with these because they'll just be at that one store in
Right.
Orlando. But yeah, the PSG lows. So that would be the style of shoes.
Okay. Yeah. I've never there. Here's a quick fact about me. I've never owned a pair of Air Jordans.
I never did until, we were too poor growing up. Not we were poor,
Yeah.
but my parents didn't spend money like that on shoes. I always wanted a pair. I got my first pair, and they were I think, Derek, maybe you're a shoe guy. I think they're the Jordan 6s, and they're the infrareds. Those were my all-time favorite. I now own two pairs of them, but I bought the colorway that I always wanted as a kid. I bought those probably like 3 years ago. I never ever wear them, but I have them. That's all that matters. And I've since bought probably like 5 or 6 pairs of Jordans, but yeah, never did growing
So
up.
so
Back when it mattered.
these Jordans, just educate me on this, and then we'll move on to what could be the coolest Pokemon display I've ever seen. But when a dude buys these sneakers, do you wear these things around? Do you rotate them around? What do you do? Do
I
you put them
do.
on display?
Yeah, a lot of people just display them or keep them or collect them, but I buy them and wear them. And
Okay.
my favorite pair of Jordans, well, they're Dunks, Nike Dunks. Derek probably knows what I'm talking about. They look horrible now because I've worn them so much, and people that probably see me wearing them are like, "Why are you destroying those shoes?" But they're just my favorite, so I wear them all the time. But infrareds, Derek said, infrareds, one of the most favorited pair ever for sure. I'll wear them on the
I
next
think I might have
podcast.
to look into these. I've never been a shoe guy. But if they start putting them in baseball packs, I'm in.
Derek, that might
Well,
be another good card. Oh no, I guess that's already a shoe. I was like, how could you incorporate those infrared Jordans into cards? See, go the other way. Get
yeah,
some of these iconic shoes and incorporate them into cards.
yeah.
Maybe Fanatics is waiting until they got the basketball license first.
I can guarantee you they're waiting on that. All right, let's move on to the next thing.
Wait, Derek says the high rollers just display them and leave them in the boxes. No, high rollers like me go out and beat them up and then go buy another pair.
You buy 2 or 3 pairs of them, baby.
Just kidding.
All right.
You know what shoes I really, really, really want?
What's that?
One day I'll own them. The Back to the Future. Nike did those Back to the Future automatic lace-up ones that McFly wears in Back to the Future 2. I saw a pair at the National actually.
Wait a minute, hold on. Those are floating around as like a real pair of shoes?
Yeah.
Or were they the shoes from the movie set? Or did Nike make them?
No, they did like a 1,500 pair print run, or if anyone knows the exact amount, how many they did, but yeah, they did like a not print run, but a run off the production line of X amount of pairs, and you could buy them. You could buy them on eBay. See, Derek wants a pair of those too. I'm a huge Back to the Future nut, so that's kind of why I want those shoes. But yeah, I need to get a pair of those. While you're showing the Pokemon display, I'm going to look them up on eBay and see how much.
You do that. So, for you guys that are watching or just listening, this next thing popped up into my feed, and I just thought it was amazing. Just let the video roll a little bit. Okay. In Japan, and they just took over the mall. Yokohama Landmark Tower. It is just amazing. I don't know. This was a couple days ago. Now, Josh, you said that there was a pre-release, that you guys had a great weekend of the shop. Do you think this was probably in line with that pre-release worldwide? What do you think?
I don't know. That's a good question. So we did our midnight pre-release Friday night at midnight, and then for the next set, and then we did another one Saturday afternoon for those that didn't want to get out at midnight. And thank you to everyone that did. We had a good turnout for both, believe it or not. And some people did both. But I don't know. Yeah, maybe. But where was this at? You said in Japan?
This was at the Yokohama Landmark Tower in Japan.
I love how the yellow of that Pikachu card is flowers.
It's
very clever.
It's crazy. And if you guys are just catching this on the podcast and not being able to see it, the link of this is in the show notes. You got to check this out. I mean, look, there's a reason why nearly half of PSA submissions are TCG, and I bet a bulk of those are going to be Pokemon. It's still one of the largest IPs in the entire universe. So, and this is bananas. I'd love to see this live. Maybe they'll take it on tour, but I don't even think malls are a thing anymore, are they? They're turning them all into pickleball courts.
I was at a mall this weekend. So
What,
bad
you
news on
lost?
the Back to the Future shoes.
Okay.
The authentic ones I'm not going to be able to afford.
What do those go for?
People got them on eBay for here's a pair for 40,000. Here's a pair for 20,000. You can get Chinese ripoffs. That may be the route I have to go for those. Or you can get ceramic shoe displays that are just displays. Here's one for 15,000. Says it's got upgrades, so they probably added. It looks like they added some lights to it, but there went that dream pretty quick.
So wait a minute. These are just the shoes. They're not signed by Marty McFly and Doc Brown.
No, they're just literal working self-lacing shoes, just like in the movie. Because if you remember the movie, they went forward and it was like 2019 or something like that. And so
like he predicted the Cubs won, right?
Yeah, we better maybe it wasn't 2016 because they were starting to get all creeped out because it's like, wait a second, they predicted the Cubs winning the World Series. But going to the Pokemon thing, Derek made a good point. A week or two ago, it was National Pokemon Day, which we did a special Pokemon Chaos tournament here in the store. So maybe it aligns with that. That's probably more likely.
Probably so. One pair of Nikes in the movies that I would love that would look ridiculous on me that would be cool on display are the pair that Forrest Gump wore when he started running. I think those would be cool to have.
See, we need a movie podcast so we can talk about famous movie shoes.
I could do that.
Like isn't it Benny the Jet and Sandlot? He had the old school Converse Chuck Taylors.
I love it. We'll do it. Hey, in the comments, what movies would you guys like for us to break down with regards to shoes? Let us know. All right, Josh, that is enough of this. What's hitting the shelves at the shop this week?
All right, so it delivered late. It launched Friday. We got ours today for some weird reason. It was on track to hit us Friday, and I waited for UPS. He never showed up. I checked tracking, and it said it got pushed to Monday. So these are in store. 2024 Leaf Metal Sports Heroes, 3 premium autograph cards per box. Stay tuned in a little bit. I'm going to open this exact box. We're going to see what the cards look like, see if we get anything cool, and then sell them on eBay or in the store. This week,
you need a reminder?
Donruss Elite Basketball is Wednesday. Another licensed product that will have Wembanyama in it.
Nice.
Then we've got Illusions Football launches Wednesday. And then we have Leaf Trinity Football, which launches Friday if all goes well. So 3 pretty decent releases. Those are 3 favorite products of the shop. Spectra, since last podcast, Spectra Football launched on Friday, and I think Prism Racing were the only 2 releases last week. And then we've got some fill-in product coming straight from Topps. We've got some other product coming to keep the shelves full on a light release week. And we'll sell the heck out of this Leaf stuff. This store loves selling Leaf. Our customers like it, and this product will be no different.
Awesome. Well, stay tuned for later in the show. Instead of hits from the shop, Josh is going to break open that box and hopefully pull some amazing cards. I do want to mention we've got an event later this month. You can see it on the ticker here. It's the March Madness Sports Card Show on the 23rd from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Woodhaven Baptist Church. That's usually where we have our card night. But Josh, do you have anything to share? Any details? Anything new from that? Any tables still available? What's the deal?
Tables are still available. It's filling nicely, so it looks like we're going to have a nice vendor turnout. We've been pumping it, so hopefully a nice customer turnout, and maybe the first of many of this style of all-day show that we put together with the help from Jeremy. So yeah, we're excited. 23rd, almost 2 weeks, a little less than 2 weeks away. Tables are still available. They're not as expensive as your typical card show. So reach out to me or the number on the flyer and we'll get you a reserved one.
Awesome. Well,
or just come as a customer and shop.
All right. Yes. More details. Is there like a I know that when we do card night or trade night, we put up a Facebook event. Is there a Facebook event or a website they could go to, or they just need to contact Jeremy?
Contact Jeremy or me. There will be an event because you just made me go, oh yeah, we should probably make an event for that. So after this podcast, I'll probably make an event.
All right. Fantastic. All right. Quick word from our sponsor.
Are you looking to get your cards graded? Well, here at Grand Slam, we've simplified the process of submitting and getting a card graded. All you have to do is drop off your cards and kick your feet up, while our transparent tracking ensures that you are up to date with every detail along the way. When you log into our website, you'll immediately be greeted with each card in the grading process, along with where it's at in the process and its final grade. And with over 1,000 submissions and some of the top cards across the country being submitted through us, we have become a well-trusted source to handle and submit your cards. So you can do more collecting and leave the chore of grading to us. So don't sit on grading your cards. Get them submitted today at Grand Slam, where grading's made easy. Thank you, Grand Slam, for making this podcast possible with your sponsorship.
Absolutely. Well, on to hobby news. There were a couple big time, well, not big time, but as far as the hobby was concerned, big time.
Couple head scratchers to me.
Yeah, couple big time quarterbacks on the move. Let's talk about somebody that I knew that you had maybe shown some interest in with regards to maybe collecting just because of your ties and because you were a Patriots guy. But Mac Jones traded to the Jags to end a rocky run as Patriots starter. What in the world? So just real quick, I don't know of anything. I don't know anything about the deal. This is obviously just from the New York Post, but do you know anything about this, Josh? And then who's going to be their starting quarterback?
Not only was he was traded for like the equivalent of a bag of potato chips. They got one 6th-round pick. So, I mean, it's probably good for everyone. There just seemed to be a rocky relationship for him in that organization. I think a lot of it stemmed from Belichick, but perhaps more than just Belichick. But I kind of scratched my head because I'm like, surely this is just for the Jaguars. Just, a nice, solid backup for Trevor, I would think, if something were to happen. They don't have to write the season off because Mac is completely capable. I just think he was just horribly misused. I am still not sold that Bailey Zappi is the answer there, and maybe he is, and maybe with some weapons and maybe a new coach and maybe a new what do they call the environment there? A new
culture,
yeah, a new culture there in New England. Maybe that will help. Or they've got the 3rd or 4th pick. They're certainly maybe moving Mac, keeping Bailey as a backup, and then going to draft one of the top guys as their starter. I would like to think that's the way it's going, but yeah, such a head scratcher. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So with Mac Jones gone, for 1,000,000 points, Josh, who is the backup quarterback if Bailey Zappi is the starting quarterback?
Malik Cunningham?
No.
Isn't he?
I will give you a hint. He played college at Ohio.
Oh, that's a horrible hint. I don't know college.
His name is
has never mind. I wouldn't be able to guess.
Yeah, his name is Nathan Rourke. At least that's who's on the unofficial depth chart, which still has Mac Jones on it, by the way, but it's Bailey Zappi first. It had Mac Jones a second, and Nathan Rourke as the third string quarterback. To me, this makes no sense. No sense at all. Like you said, they got almost nothing for him. And was he their first round draft pick a few years ago?
Yeah.
This is nuts.
Yeah, there's no doubt they're going to draft one of the top quarterbacks like Drake May or something with that first pick, their first pick.
Yeah.
And then him and Zappi will probably vie for the opening or for the start, but I mean, you can't have, I think in their minds, Zappi is cheaper and on the rookie contract longer and equivalent to Mac Jones. So why have two of these guys? We're going to draft another quarterback and put our eggs in that basket. That's my guess. But Avery says Jags also just signed Gabe Davis from the Bills.
Yeah.
I mean, who's throwing to him? Is it a case where they're like, look, Trevor's been injured a few times and we always seem to have this quarterback-less situation. We'd like to have someone super capable maybe if Trevor goes down again. And then Derek says, if I'm in New England, I'd have a tough time passing on Marvin Harrison. Man, if you think Bailey is your quarterback, and he very, very well may be, if you think that, you better grab Marvin Harrison.
Oh, yeah. That guy's a monster.
And whoever the quarterback in New England is, he needs a top tier weapon. But Jake Daniels, but and
the other quarterback on the move, my man.
Don't give up on him. You haven't given up on him yet.
My man, Russell Wilson, is going to be a Steeler. This
affects the hobby more than the Mac Jones thing. Because I think
I completely agree.
People still have complete confidence in Trevor Lawrence, but this makes you wonder, like, well, surely Russell's going to be the starter, and then you've got Pickett and Rudolph and Trubisky. So one of them's going bye-bye. Mason looked pretty good.
Yeah.
But so did Pickett that one game with a new offensive coordinator.
You know what? Russell Wilson did not look bad last year. He did not look bad last year. I think they were making strides. I just think that he was never Peyton's guy. And so I think that
agreed.
Peyton just wanted to put his fingerprint on his stamp on the organization. I don't think he could do that with Russell Wilson there.
The magical spot for Russell where everything fits and he's got young, good weapons and a winning culture and a head coach that just doesn't seem to lose. I mean, this could be a positive for his stuff for sure. We can pull it back out of the vault and put it in the showcase.
I hope so, man. I hope Russell's ready to play football and be a football player, not a celebrity. That's all I'm saying. I think there's still some football left in him, but I mean, if you thought the Denver fans were relentless, he's going to a fan base with zero patience, right? I mean, that Steeler fan base is just chomping at the bit for this guy to fail so that they could boo him.
You got a ton of Mackies out. You got a ton of Mackies out there ready to light him up if he fails.
I know. And Pickett's a local boy, right? Pickett went to the University of Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah.
Right?
I thought you
And
meant
so,
Rudolph's the
I mean,
boy here.
I mean, I think this may be it, man. This may be it. And in the pregame, you were like saying you knew about Mac Jones, you knew about Russell Wilson, and I didn't know that Baker Mayfield re-signed. So to think back, if you think back 18 months, if you would have said, yep, Russell Wilson and Mac Jones would be on the move and Baker Mayfield would have a more secure job than those two quarterbacks, I would have said you were crazy.
Yeah, if we had have said 2 years ago when Baker was a Panther that he would be leading the Buccaneers to the playoffs and have one of the most stable jobs and contracts in the NFL.
Yeah.
We have said you're on
it's
track.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Did you see it's not a crazy stat, or not my crazy stat this week, but the Kirk Cousins went to Atlanta. I was praying he would somehow end up in New England. The Falcons
fit New England.
Yeah, the Falcons could be really good.
But yeah,
now
Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback. He's a good dude. If you had a chance to watch that Netflix special QB, he can't. I mean, he's tough and he's just all around good human being. I like Kirk Cousins.
I've heard that about him. But my stat, it was like the
wait a minute, you're not spoiling your stat, are you?
This is not my crazy stat. This is just a crazy stat. The top 5 like worst contract cap hits or something like that. Russell Wilson's number 1 and number 5, I think, 2 different contracts. Isn't that like, that's got to be a little embarrassing if you're him, but
I mean, come on. He is just a horrible offensive play away from having two Super Bowls, right?
Who?
Russell Wilson. Like, he is one offensive play away from, like, a one handoff away to Marshawn Lynch.
Do we have to start debating this now? I'll go to my death on this.
Here we go. See, you're so easy, man. I just put the little bait right in front of you and you took it.
That's for all the people that are like, they deflated their footballs. That's why he won.
Oh, I can't wait to clip that one. All right. Any other thoughts? Like you said, you made a great point that the Russell Wilson, Kenny Pickett musical chairs thing is going to affect the hobby more than the Mac Jones thing. I think Mac Jones, his hobby value is already. I mean, you see a universe to where you could get into Mac Jones, and then maybe if something happens to Trevor and Mac Jones has 2 or 3 good games, but I mean, who's willing to take that risk?
Yeah, and even if he has 2 or 3 good games and his stuff rises a little bit, then he goes back to the bench and disappears for a while. He has to be a starter, or he's got to be. If he were, the only time I would say maybe think about banking on a backup is if they're backing up Aaron Rodgers or someone that's like they're just sitting there for a little bit until they get their time. But you're talking Trevor Lawrence. He's going to be in the league another 15 years.
Agreed. Avery is chiming in. Is that Saquon Barkley to the Eagles? That's crazy. Quadzilla to the Eagles. As if they needed another weapon back there. That's going to be awesome. They're going to be good.
Yep.
Really good.
Still running back though.
Let's move on from football. Guys, let us know, out of Mac Jones or Russell Wilson, which one do you guys think will have a bigger effect on the hobby come the National? Do you think people are going to start making maybe a move on Russell Wilson, or do you think people are going to maybe start squirreling away some higher end Mac Jones cards in case something happens to old Trevor T-Law in Jacksonville?
Or tell us who you think is going to be the Steelers' starter. Is it?
Oh, I like that.
Pickett or Wilson? I mean, what if they're just vying for the starting role and Pickett looks really good and Russell doesn't? You never know.
Highest pay. He'll be the highest paid clipboard holder in a long time. Is old Russell Wilson. All right. Going from football to baseball. Let me share my screen. Boom. 2024 World Series odds. Dodgers favored. Astros and Yankees move up. Let me scroll down. If you guys are just listening to this, let me give you the top. Let me just give you the top few of these, top 5 or 6. The Dodgers at plus 320. The Braves, my Braves at plus 450. The Astros, I can't believe the Astros are at plus 700. The
That turd
Yankees
that
plus
won't
800.
push.
The Rangers at plus 1400, and then the Phillies at 1500, and then the Orioles at plus 1500. So the Orioles and the Phillies have, according to Fox Sports, are they have a equal chance of getting to when winning the World Series. Josh, what say you on this upcoming?
Here's where I'm confused. My Cubbies are like what, the 12th from the top? Like,
Yeah.
Why on earth are they so much ahead? I know they're young, but I'm okay with it. Don't get me wrong, but the if I had to pick someone right now, I think the Braves. I think they got a little stronger and healthier, and they were already well equipped to go all the way last year. My hot take is Otani's going to struggle this year or have a down year. I mean, Otani's struggling is probably like 30 home runs, but that's my hot take. He's not going to light the world up like he did with the Angels. That's my hot take. The Braves are my pick. What would be kind of cool is and I know this will be unpopular, but if the Yankees could just like start dominating and Juan Soto could actually do something. Not only would that be good for the hobby, you got other guys on that team, and it would be good for Soto stuff. But yeah, I mean, some of those, like I said, the Astros are just that turd that won't flush. No offense, Ed. But I'll give it to them. They're always there at the end.
I think that whole Astros thing is done. I think it is the time for the Rangers and the Orioles to just beat the crap out of each other for the next 10 years. I really do.
Yeah,
that Orioles, did you see the display that Jackson Holiday put on the other day?
No, but will you throw this up on the so people watching can see this? I thought this was hilarious. I just sent it to you. If you here in a second, you can throw it up on the screen, but it has to do with the Orioles. I thought it was hilarious, but yeah, they're so young. I just think it's going to be a year or two before they start rocking and rolling. But check that out. It says, do the Baltimore Orioles have a factory that's just producing these guys? That's all, their top young players look like they're all clones of each other.
I don't even know who the guy in the bottom right is.
Yeah, I don't either. I think the original post had the names, but
I think it's those Jackson Holiday, Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman, and I want to say maybe that's Colton Cowser in the bottom right.
Derek will know. Derek, who are these four? Who's the one we can't identify?
Yeah, who's the guy in the bottom right? But yeah, if you're looking at this, they are all just clones. And I tell you what's scary is Jackson Holiday may be the best of them. And he's a puppy. Colby Mayo. I would have never guessed that. So yeah, I think the Astros time is past. I think all good things come to an end, or all bad things sometimes come to an end.
Or Kierstad.
I'm glad I'm not the only one not knowing who that dude is. But yeah, I mean, I'm such a homer that I've got to pick the Braves as well coming out of the National League. But I tell you, man, sometimes a team has your number. And I feel like if the Phillies make the playoffs and they face the Braves, I think they have their number. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I'm okay with the Phillies too. I'm a Schwarber mark, but yeah, I'm okay. I'd be okay with that too.
Yeah, yeah. So your hot take is Otani will struggle. My hot take, and this isn't completely original because I thought I saw it, and I tend to agree. Trey Turner wins the NL MVP. I think he has an enormous year in Philly, but I don't think it's going to be enough to beat the Braves.
I like what Dansby said about the Dodgers putting Mookie at shortstop. They said, "Oh, great! Now there goes an all-star shortstop spot. Make it tougher for him to get an all-star spot."
Yeah. Well, let us know what you guys think. Who is going to win the World Series this year? Would love to see your picks for the AL. Who's coming out of the AL? Who's coming out of the NL? Let us know. But now it is time to break open this box.
And before we do that, I just got breaking news to my phone.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. You're not going to believe this. Okay, it's not that big a deal. But Illusions Football, my distributor just messaged, Illusions Football has been pushed to the 20th. It's been pushed a week. It was getting to all the distributors late. And so we were waiting to hear from them that it was supposed to have shipped by today for us to even have it on launch day. And it's not making that day at most places, it sounds like. So they pushed it a week. So
looks like you guys are just gonna have to go Wemby hunting with Donruss Elite.
Donruss Elite, and then this product right here. Let's see what's inside. These cards will be available on our eBay store and in the showcase at the shop, whatever we pull here. So
this is for you guys that are listening. This is 2024 Leaf Heroes, Sports Heroes Metal.
So we're going to have 3 premium autograph cards. This is multi-sport, so it can be anything, football, baseball. I don't know how it's packaged. So, it's just 3 top-loaded cards. So let's get rid of our little filler piece here. I'm just going to reach around here. We're going to look at the top card first. Oh, look at, what's funny about this card? I have a funny story about this. Our third oldest kind of hasn't been getting to do a lot of stuff lately. My second oldest got to go to a Hornets game, and our oldest is always off doing stuff. And the youngest one got a new video game that came out. So my wife said, take Cam out, go up to the mall, let him pick out something, and, just spend some time with him. So we went up to the mall, and he got a Muggsy Bogues jersey because he's always liked Muggsy Bogues. So there it is. That's pretty cool. I may have to just let him have this card. That's numbered to 15. We missed his jersey by 1. That's 2 of 15. He wore number 1, but yeah, he's going to get a kick out of that when he sees that. So that was card 1. Let's see what card 2 is. And I have no idea what these cards we're going to learn together. Mac McClung, Mr. Dunk.
Oh, nice.
So number to 49. Again, Leaf is unlicensed, so you'll see no team logos, but I like that they're in their pro jerseys. You can't see any Hornets logos here, but that still feels like a Hornets card. And this dude isn't even in the NBA, is he?
I think he is. Wasn't he?
Is he?
Or maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know.
We need to find that out. I just always thought he was just an epic dunker, and he won a dunk contest or something. But I'm embarrassed to say that I don't know if Mac McClung is in the NBA. And then our last card, the bottom card is usually supposed to be the best of the box. So let's see. I have no idea what it is. We're going to learn together. Tyler Hero. So maybe the most expensive of the 3, but nothing super crazy. He peaked a couple seasons ago and his stuff was pretty high, but now he's just going to have to go to someone with a Tyler Hero PC. Number to 9. So multi-sport. It's kind of odd that all 3 of mine were
all 3 of them basketball.
Yeah, so I don't think you should expect that in most boxes. But yeah, it's not a super expensive product. We've got it on the shelf at $149. I've seen on the internet other places have it for even more, so I think our price is pretty good. But if you're not a fan of any three of these players, then I just did you a favor if you're going to buy your own box because I got it out of the way for you. So
there you go. There you go.
there's
And Mac McClung is in the Orlando Magic organization, but he's currently playing in the G League. So he's not at the big show, but he is in the league.
And I was going to say Magic, and not because this is blue, which kind of reminded me that, but I knew he was in that organization, but I never thought he was in the NBA. So I guess I was kind of right. I'm not a complete idiot.
Complete idiot.
There it is. If you want your own box, come on down to the shop.
What was the price on that again?
I've got it $149 on the shelf.
3 autos for $149. Fantastic. Come and see Josh for that. That's on the shelves now at Grand Slam. So make your way down to the shop and grab yourself a box. All right, Josh, take us on out with crazy stat of the week.
I've got a crazy stat of the week. I'm going to pull it up on my phone here so I can remember it correctly. We did a stat similar to this about none other than who our stats are always about, usually Tony Gwynn, but
Tony Gwynn, Barry Bonds, or Greg Maddux.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with either of those guys. But this in honor of Joey Votto. I think Joey Votto's still out there unsigned, right? So you've been seeing stuff floating around about old Votto. Did you know? I've got an exact number, but I'm gonna round it to kind of put it in perspective. He could play the next 2 seasons, bat 4 to 5 times every game for 162 games per season, go 0 for 4, basically go over for 2 entire seasons, and he would still have a higher lifetime on base percentage than Ichiro. Isn't that insane?
I wish I had a BS meter. There's no way.
I can't make this up. Someone did the math. Joey Votto could go 0 for 1,346 over his next 1,346 plate appearances and still have a higher lifetime on-base percentage than Ichiro.
Does that put him in the Hall of Fame? Is Joey Votto going to be in the Hall of Fame?
I mean, I think he probably should be. He's
that. Let me just look it up. Joey Votto.
Michael doubts the crazy stat.
No, I want to see what his lifetime WAR is.
Or his on-base percentage.
Because usually that WAR will tell you.
It was probably a combination of Ichiro either got a hit, maybe he didn't walk a lot. I mean, I bet Votto walked a lot. Votto hit a lot of home runs.
I mean, his lifetime WAR is 64.4. That almost guarantees him a spot in the Hall. So
interesting. But yeah, I saw that stat and I was like, dang, more than Ichiro? Are you kidding me?
Go grab some Joey Votto from the shop.
That, folks, is a crazy stat.
That is a crazy stat. All right, guys, if you've made it this far, thank you again. Please like, subscribe, comment. Let us know if you like what we're doing. Leave a review. And Josh, thanks for stepping out of the shop for a second to talk some shop with me. And we'll see you guys next week.
Come see us.
Bye.